Alright guys, just San here, back for another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And in today's video, we're going to be checking out the LR Power Awakening Piccolo, or Orange Piccolo, because this guy is featured on the World Tournament Goku's banner. I'm pretty sure, it might be the Piccolo's banner, but I'm pretty sure it's the Goku's banner. So I'm sure a lot of you managed to pull this guy, or bought him with red coins. And this guy's still really top tier. I mean, he's easily still top 5. So, a very good unit. I mean, he's aged just amazingly, right? And he's going to age very good for probably a couple years to come. Just because this guy gets the crazy defensive stats. He's got some damage reduction built in. You know, he has the guard. He's got the giant transformation. So, there's just so much with this guy to where he's just going to be really useful in pretty much any event in the game. So, before we get into the video, if you find yourself enjoying it at any point, feel free to like and subscribe. Also, keep in mind there are timestamps in the video. So, if you want to skip around to any part, then absolutely feel free to do that. And yeah, let's get right into it. So, okay, wait, one thing I want to say is on my private server, for some reason, the numbers are like a little spread out. So you can see below the character icons, the numbers are a little bit of a little apart, right? So I don't really know what that's all about, but it's just my private server being weird, so don't mind that. But anyway, right here we are at 403k start of turn defense. So that's really good, considering we have guard, and we do get 30% attack and defense with every attack received, up to 150%. So yes, we're at 400k defense, and we still have an additional 150% attack and defense we could get. So, yeah, definitely a lot more we could be seeing here if we build up with him. So we're going to throw him in slot 1 so he can take these attacks. Now, we do have a good rotation, and we have him next to the STR Piccolo. So right here, we are going to have, 4 out of 7 links. So a good turn. We got some support from the Piccolo and then the Gamma 2. So, you know, a good setup for him. And we are at a 6.7 million attack stat. Alright, so nothing too crazy. I mean, this guy doesn't have any built-in additionals or crits, at least in his Power Awakening form. So, you know, in terms of his damage, that wasn't really that good. But still, again, we have to build up a lot. So, of course, the next time we see him, you know, his attack stat's going to be a lot better because he'll have built up a bit. Now, this guy does also give all allies 2 ki, and that does include himself after he receives an attack. So if you have him in slot 1, you receive an attack, you get an extra 2 ki, and then you give the whole rotation 2 ki, which is really good. That's like really good. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've been in, I don't know, like a red zone event, or just any event really, and I missed the super attack with a unit, and obviously, you know, a lot of units now get defense on super, so getting a super attack is really important. So, you know, if you miss that, that can be pretty detrimental to your run. But then with the Piccolo giving the extra ki, you know, it really helps the rotation out. So, alright, right here we're at 357k defense. We did lose out on just a little bit of support and also just a little bit of a worse turn in terms of links. But we'll throw him in slot 1. We are going to get a lot of ki. So, you know, we're going to be looking good here. Actually, we're going to be at a 24 ki super. So, I mean, in terms of that, we should be looking pretty good. But between all the support we lost and, you know, the links we're missing right here, I don't think this is going to be that crazy. Well, I mean, 7.6, that's not horrible. I mean, that definitely is pretty solid. Because, I mean, this guy, again, he doesn't have any crits or additionals built in. Even though we just got a crit and an additional, but that was just from the hidden potential system. So, his damage, you know, it's really just going to be, like, his numbers. And that's really it, right? Like, just whatever his number is just how good his damage is. And that's still good because this guy is getting well above like 10 million once he's fully built up. So that's not a bad thing. But, you know, if you want to build him for additionals or crits, I probably suggest additionals because one thing I forgot to mention is this guy does get 50% defense on both his 12 and 18 ki. So as you can see, 50% defense there and then 50% attack and defense there. So, I mean, with any supers this guy is doing, his defense is just going to exponentially increase because as you saw right there, start of turn, we're at almost 800k defense. So that means we're going to get like 350k defense on super. So we're going to be at 1 million defense right here, and we still have guard, and we have 20% damage reduction. Yeah, pretty good. Definitely pretty good. I would say this Piccolo is a pretty good unit. What's our damage looking like? 16.9. 16.9, 1 million defense, guard, and 20% damage reduction. Okay. So, I know a lot of you watching this are probably curious of if you should buy this guy with red coins, or if you should buy the Beast Gohan with red coins. And we'll talk about the Beast Gohan in tomorrow's video, because we'll probably do a showcase on Beast Gohan tomorrow. But in terms of buying this guy with red coins, I would say you absolutely should, like 100% should, if you don't have any copies of him. If you already have him 55%, I probably don't really suggest you buying him anymore, because, I don't know, like with the 8th year anniversary banners incoming, there's a lot of crazy units featured on there. And, you know, if you don't have those units, you should probably save your red coins for them. But if you already have the Piccolo, I wouldn't worry about buying him. But if you don't have him, yeah, I mean, dude, you kind of have to. I mean, right? I mean, this guy is really good. And he's on a lot of, dude, the teams this guy is on is just crazy. He's on a lot of teams that really need the help. I mean, stuff like Revenge, Worthy Rivals, Battle of Wits, Namekians, Giant Form, Full Power, you know, Connected Hope, Powerful Comeback, all those categories, Rapid Growth. They just need a lot of help. So this guy being arguably the best unit in the game, you know, on those categories is really going to benefit them a lot. So not as good of a rotation, but we're still at 9.4. I forgot where our defense was at, but I mean, you know, I showed it, so it was probably pretty high. You know, we get 50% more defense now that we supered. I think this guy still has the guard. So, yeah, just crazy, right? Just very crazy. Piccolo is going to be amazing defensively for the first couple turns. And then once you build up with him, and, you know, he has the guard for the first couple turns, so it'll be very easy to build up with him. Then his defense is going to be crazy. You know, he has the damage reduction. It's just a very good unit overall. So I think we could pop his giant form right here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. No, we can't. Okay, so yeah, I think you need to have like a full superheroes rotation. So we'll cut to when we can get that again, because I want to make sure I get that in the video. Because we've already really shown everything this Piccolo can do. I'm pretty sure he's fully built up. So, yeah, Piccolo's definitely looking really good. So with all that shown, let's go ahead and cut to the giant form transformation and see how good that's looking. Alright, so we've got a rotation where we can pop his giant form active skill. So, yeah, let's go ahead and play this. It looked like the frames dropped there for a little bit of that active skill, but still, that, I mean, very clean animation, right? For Beast Gohan and Orange Piccolo, pretty much everything, or all the animations they do, right? Everything in their kit looks really, really clean. But yeah, I mean, just very good animations. But for Orange Piccolo, he does get an extra 2 key per key sphere obtained. So as you saw, we easily got to an 18 key super with both of the Orange Piccolos. And he does also have an additional that has a medium chance to become a super. And then that's it, right? That's it for the Orange Piccolo. So it's still good that he gives himself the additional that has a medium chance to become a super. But with giant transformations, personally, I like it a little bit more when they have crits, or like guaranteed crits, or a high chance to crit. But the additional that has a medium chance to become a super, it's still alright. I mean, it's still good, right? Because it'll make it to where, I mean, as you see, 3.4 million damage. You know, if you get additionals, it'll make it that damage pretty solid, right? I mean, yeah, 2-3 million attack stats just for free. And of course, you get a couple turns of this because you have the giant form for like, what, 2 to 3 turns? So it can be very useful. I just personally, again, I typically like it when giant form units, or like rage mode or whatever, have crits, because I feel like that's just a little bit more useful. But still, nonetheless, very impressive from the Orange Piccolo. Just a lot of free damage. And then, of course, as I said, he gives himself 2 key per key sphere obtained. That's perfect. That's good. That's really good, actually. Just because with giant form units, you know, obviously they don't have any links, so they can't get any key from that. So you're going to want to make sure they have a lot of key built in, and this Orange Piccolo definitely does. I mean, he gets an extra 2 key per key sphere obtained, so it's basically doubling the amount of key you would normally get, or I guess tripling. I don't know, it's just giving you a lot of extra key, right? So it definitely is very useful. And if you do start getting crits off, and additionals from his hidden potential system, then his damage is going to look even crazier. Which I did say you probably should give him full additionals, but because he's tech, he's going to have a little bit of crits just built in just from the beginning, right? So you can still get some crits off in his giant form, and of course, I mean, that'll be really useful, because if you're doing these, I mean, it's not always going to be 3 million, you could probably push 4 million, but we'll just say for argument's sake, like 3.5. If you're doing around a 3.5 million attack stat, and you start critting and then getting additionals, the damage does start to look really good. So overall, the giant transformation is really good. I know a lot of people were mad that Orange Piccolo was restricted for a giant transformation, and it's not like a, I don't know, like an actual transformation, because you only get this for a couple turns, right? And I get that. I mean, that's a good argument, right? But it's very obvious they're saving just like a straight up Orange Piccolo and then like a Beast Gohan or like, you know, Cell Max and just all that stuff for another superhero celebration, which I find really weird. I don't know why you'd save it when you could have just released it during the original superhero celebration, but I don't know. I guess Dokkan's just being Dokkan, and as we already know, Dokkan is weird, right? They do a lot of odd decisions. So with all that shown, we can just go ahead and cut to the red zone test. I mean, Piccolo, we've seen him look really impressive so far, so now I'm just kind of curious how well he's going to perform in the red zone stages. Alright, so we're here fighting red zone Broly, and we have a very good rotation for him. We are fully built up, we have 4 out of 7 links, and we do have some support from the STR banner unit Piccolo, which is a very good reason why this Orange Piccolo is so good, is because he has someone like this that you can just always run him with, because this STR banner unit Piccolo, man, if you're not aware, he is really, really good. I mean, he's supporting, he has guard, he gets attack and defense on super, he gets some damage reduction, so just the banner unit Piccolo can be crazy. So this as a rotation is definitely going to work. Right here we are at 818k defense, so I mean, I don't need to tell you that's crazy, you already know it's very good. We just barely got an 18 key, but we are going to be at a 20 key super once we get the extra 2 key from receiving an attack. So hopefully we can get supered just to see how much damage he takes. But we are doing a 14.3 million attack stat. Yeah, that's pretty good with over 1 million defense and 20% damage reduction. That definitely is pretty good. I mean, I'd like to get that extra 30% damage reduction in the video when he falls below 30% HP. Because he gets the 30% damage reduction, then obviously a full heal when he falls below 30% HP. But I'm not going to get that in the video, dude. Look, it's really good that he has that, don't get me wrong. But I don't think there's ever a situation where you're actually going to get that, because Orange Piccolo is just way too tanky, or I guess Power Awakening Piccolo, right? So you're never really going to be taking that much damage with him to begin with, and if you have the right team, you know, the team won't be taking that much damage, so it's good he has that, but you're not going to see it that often, just because he's already good enough defensively, right? So, alright, pretty good showing from him, really high attack stat. Now, okay, this rotation right here, I do want to talk about this. So I was just messing around with the team building. I was trying to find some units that link well with the Power Awakening Piccolo. And I realized the 5th year anniversary LR Vegito does actually link pretty well with a Power Awakening Piccolo. So right there, you know, you see 1 out of 7 link. That's definitely not good. But then after you collect Key Spheres to perform a super, they end up sharing 3 out of 7 links. And then in the Vegito's pre-transform state, he has Brainiacs. So then they share 4 out of 7 links. So this as a rotation surprisingly works. You know, having him next to the LR 5th year anniversary Vegito EZA, it actually does work very well. So the Vegito hasn't built up at all, so his defense is pretty low. But I'm just trying to let you guys know that, like, the Power Awakening Piccolo, he's got a very good link set. You know, he has a lot of really top tier partners, and just overall, just a very good unit. Like, there's not many things wrong with this unit. So, definitely, just very big W overall. That is the main reason why you probably should buy him with red coins if you don't have him. So, just crazy. And I love Namekians as a category, so the fact that he's as good as he is, it's really good. It's awesome. I'm really happy that they made him, like, just, you know, top 3. It is kind of weird they made Piccolo better than Beast Gohan, but we've already established in the video, Dokkan is weird. So, alright, we are getting supered. We got the double super off, though, so this is easily double digits, right? Yeah, easily. Okay, so double digits from Broly. I mean, kind of expected it. I'm going to be real with you. So Vegito actually probably will kill here, because Vegito has a lot of additionals incoming. You know, he's got just a lot of everything. So, I mean, I guess that's pretty much the red zone test. Yeah, Orange Piccolo destroyed in here. Once you get him fully built up, there's not really much he's not going to be doing. I mean, he's going to be hitting over 10 million. His defense is going to be close to 1 million, if not well above 1 million. And then he's got the 20% damage reduction. So, just so much with this guy to where there's not many situations where he's going to be looking bad. So, I mean, now we're just looking at Gamma 1. I mean, we could just go ahead and cut to the unit breakdown. That's pretty much it with the Orange Piccolo and the Red Zone test. So, yeah, let's go ahead and cut to that. Alright, so here we have Exploding Latent Power, Piccolo Power Awakening. So, starting off with his leader skill, it is Superheroes or Battle of Wits category Key +3, HP attack and defense +170%. and then the extra 30% to stats goes to Bond of Master and Disciple or Movie Heroes category units. So a really good leader skill. I mean, Superheroes obviously is a crazy category. You got a lot of really top tier just units on that category. So that definitely is really good. And then Battle of Wits is pretty good as well. You got a lot of like Vegetos on there. You got some other Piccolos. So two really good categories. So a very good leader skill overall, especially for newer players, or honestly even for people who've been playing for a long time. I mean, I still use Piccolo's team a lot, right? Because just Superheroes, man, it's a very good category. So his super attack effect on his 12 key is that he greatly raises defense and raises attack for 1 turn. So both of these are only for 1 turn. You know, he's not greatly stacking defense. And he does colossal damage and then has a medium chance to stun. And then on his 18 key, he greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, does mega colossal damage, and then lowers attack and defense. So pretty good super attack effects. The 50% defense is definitely really good on both his 12 and 18 key. And then for his passive, he activates the entrance animation once only. He gets attack and defense plus 100%, and then guard for the first 3 turns from start of turn when there's another Bond of Master and Disciple category ally on the team at the start of character's attacking turn. So that definitely is really good. The guard makes it to where, you know, it just helps him build up. And then he gets attack and defense plus 150%. He gets an additional 1 key per key sphere obtained. He reduces damage received by 20%, and then gets an additional attack and defense plus 30%, with each attack received up to 150%. And then he gives all allies 2 key within the same turn after receiving an attack. And then if HP is 30% or less at the start of a character's attacking turn, and he receives 7 or more attacks in battle, he fully recovers HP. So just, you know, whatever HP you're at, you just automatically get 100% HP. And then he gets an additional 30% damage reduction. So that means you're going to have 50% damage reduction in that turn. Just insane, right? 50% damage reduction with like a million defense is very, very good. So this Piccolo in his best situation is probably going to be one of the most tanky units in the game, with the 50% damage reduction, you know, the defense on super. He even has some guard built in, so depending on what turn, you know, you fall below 30% HP, you might have the guard. So just a very good unit, right? I mean, with everything going on, defensively, there aren't many situations where he's going to be looking bad. So very good passive. And then his active skill, obviously, he goes into the giant transformation. And the condition for that is that it can be activated when all allies attacking in the same turn are Superheroes category characters, starting from the 3rd turn from start of battle, or when only facing one enemy from the 6th turn from start of battle. So pretty good effects, right? I mean, you'll see it pretty frequently. And then his links are Brainiacs, Solid Support, Namekians, Power Bestowed by God, Fierce Battle, Transform, and then Legendary Power. And then his categories are Superheroes, Battle of Wits, Bond of Master and Disciple, Movie Heroes, Namekians, Worthy Rivals, Revenge, Rapid Growth, Gifted Warriors, Fuse Fighters, Earthbred Fighters, Giant Form, Full Power, Transformation Boost, Connected Hope, Powerful Comeback, Battle of Fate, and then Power of Wishes. So I already talked about this during the video, but he's on a lot of really bad teams. So the fact that he's as good as he is and he's on these teams is just a very big win for, you know, a lot of teams that aren't really as good, that don't really see buffs that frequently. And then, of course, he does have the Giant Form. So for his super attack effects, he greatly raises attack temporarily on a 12 key and then does destructive damage. And then on his 18 key, he massively raises attack temporarily and then also does destructive damage. And then for his passive, he gets an additional 2 key per key sphere obtained, and then he launches an additional attack that has a medium chance to become a super, and then that's it. So a really good unit overall. Let me know what you guys are thinking of him down in the comments. Let me know if you managed to pull him with your summons or if you're going to buy him with red coins. And yeah, that has been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.